Hello, and welcome to the Weekly Yap. I'm your host, Fupop, and today I am playing Peter Jackson's King Kong. This was released back in November 22nd, 2005. Crazy how long ago that was. I feel like I still remember seeing this game for the first time play out. Today I wanted to talk about generational leaps, jumps, whatever, you want to call it, but just the jump between, PS2 to PS3, the original Xbox to 360. I was thinking to myself not too long ago how it feels like we don't really get that big of jumps anymore. I don't know if I'm just old and jaded at this point or what, but I just don't find myself being blown away by graphics anymore. And that's not a bad thing. I don't think gaming should be all about, pursuing graphics. First it needs to be fun. But I was just thinking that, we're already a few generations from the 360 and PS3 generation, and it doesn't really feel like we're made. Obviously this game hasn't aged too well, but there's some other games that I'm like, feel like we're not. Maybe I'm just like blinded by nostalgia, but I feel like we kind of hit a point where I'm not saying we'll never improve, but we have all the things that are happening in our economy right now. There's just crazy stuff happening. So, part of me, it's going to be a little longer until we may get to a point where we're just blown away. But I feel like the resolution just dropped like crazy right here. Is that a thing in this game? That's crazy. But a story that I wanted to tell to kind of go along with this was when I was younger, when this game was first coming out. I was with my family, was with my older brothers, and we saw the kiosk. Oh, what's going on down there? We saw a kiosk for the 360 in this game, and I was thinking to myself how crazy this game looked. I think it's called butt mapping. Just the details that we were getting in everything. We weren't really seeing the amount of details that this generation could give us on the PS2 or original Xbox. We were going from, CRTs, as much as I love them today, it was just like, it felt like we were really going into the future, going into, the first HD televisions, and seeing how much of a leap that was, even with live sports and all that. It was just like, I remember thinking like, man, it's like we're actually there, like it's so clear. It was an exciting time that maybe I'm just old and jaded, but that excitement's not really there anymore. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. It's like, am I crazy? Am I just old man yelling at clouds, I think is the saying. Like, why am I no longer like blown away? This game, I probably have already said it, but this game is not that impressive to today's standards. Obviously we've made improvements, but I don't know, maybe it's just because I was younger, maybe it's nostalgia, but I don't think we've made that crazy of a leap to throughout the generations. Like, we're a few generations past this, and from the PS3 to PS4, the 360 to the Xbox One, like, it just didn't feel like we really jumped that far. Even with the PS4 to PS5, like, yeah, things have improved, and I appreciate that we're targeting like higher frame rates, at least 60 in a lot of games, but yeah. Oh, am I supposed to light this on fire? I forget. I haven't played this game all the way through. Oops. And so I am okay, there we go. I should play this game all the way through, because that would most likely make my younger self really happy. For some reason, we never got this game, even though we were blown away by it when we saw it at Circuit City. For those who may be a little younger, Circuit City is basically Best Buy. Sadly, they're not around anymore. But yeah, I just remember seeing the lighting and I think there's probably a lot of moments where it's raining and wet, and so I just vaguely remember seeing like the dinosaurs with like rain on their scales, and it was just crazy seeing, like, it's just crazy to see this game at the time, comparing it to we had an original Xbox. Me and my brothers mostly played on PC until we were gifted one of the Madden games. It was Madden 2003, so I think it was like either holiday of 2002 or something, where we were gifted a game, and it was like, well, we need an Xbox now. And so that's what got me into console gaming back in the day. Crazy enough, which I feel like I should make it happen, but I never owned a PS2, like, ever. Like, I went back and got a PS3. I've had a PS4 and so on, and so it's like I've maybe I just do it all through emulating. I don't know, but I do like the actual hardware. I'm weird like that, but going back to like the generational leap, it's just like the light rays, the details. This game opens up with you looking closely at I forget the character's name, but her face, and just the details and the complexion in her face. I was like, nothing impressive again to today's standards, but like at the time, I imagine if you were lucky enough to get a 360 and HD TV at around the same time, like, you probably were pretty impressed. This game came with like no HUD or anything like that, so it's like really pushing for the cinematic look. And so I just am curious, am I the only one who feels like this, or feels this way? Is it just nostalgia? Is it just me being older and jaded now? Just, I'm not impressed by any of this new stuff because I've experienced it before. I don't walk around thinking that, so it's like I don't think that's the case, but I don't know what. I'm just launching this channel. I'm just getting into creating some videos for myself, and this past video I didn't really get any views or anything, so it would make my day if at least one person stumbled upon this video and left a comment letting me know if they can relate, if I'm just crazy, or whatever. I'll just love to hear somebody else's thoughts on this topic. And I do have a few questions to, maybe inspire you to respond, that random possible person. One second, I'm fighting these guys. But I was wondering, I want to know down in the comments, what was the specific game or the specific moment where you first saw True HD graphics and your jaw just dropped? Where did you experience the console leap? Are you around the same age where Circuit City was around, or even Blockbuster? Or were you able to get a 360 back in the day, or was it at a friend's house? Oh, is this cloud? Oh yeah. Oh, you guys are gone. See you, losers. Just kidding. Actually, I think I like the shotgun. Did not mean to do that. Looking back at this jump from the PS2 to the 360, do you guys think we'll ever see a graphical leap this massive again, or have we hit diminishing returns? Yeah, basically what I've been, already talking about, saying. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What would you like to see in the future as well? Because we are at this point where, we have the Rampocalypse and all this crazy stuff that's happening in the market, and PC hardware has gone up, console hardware has gone up. Part of me is just reverting back to older games like this, where it's like, well, I never actually experienced it back in the day. Yeah, it's a jump back, but part of me even feels like we could, maybe this is a discussion for another time, but part of me feels like we could have all been content as gamers if we just stayed with, was it the 6th generation? I always forget what generation is, the PS3 and 360, and obviously the Wii. But like, but it's like, part of me, like, whenever I boot my 360 up or PS3, I'm always like, we probably could have been perfectly fine if we stayed with these consoles. Yeah, obviously the frame rates and all that stuff aren't pleasant when you're jumping from a high frame rate to 30 FPS, but honestly, I after giving it some time, I can always I'm always able to jump back and get adjusted. But I don't know, let me know your thoughts on have we hit a wall? Are we not gonna be impressed really by anything new, or am I just crazy? Are we seeing these, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm impressed by graphics today, and you'll hear me say, oh man, this is a pretty game. Even with the new Gears of War that's coming out, like, I've seen that, I'm like, no, that looks good. Like, I'm impressed by that, by the looks of it. Oh, I think did you break this ladder? Darn you, girl, darn you. Oh no. But yeah, like, I'm impressed by today's graphics. But at the same time, I don't think I've really been like, oh, wow, amazing. I'm just dragging this on now. But I assume if you're listening to this, wherever you are, please subscribe. Please chime in. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Oh, spiders. I gotta bait them. But yeah, please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe. Honestly, I would love to do these things, you know, like what the title says, weekly. I'd love to just get a community of gamers that appreciate old, new, whatever time period we want to talk about. Even just like reflect on things that, you know, we're currently going through or went through in the past. And this looks way better in this cave. Sorry, I just got distracted. So the resolution, I am looking at this, the resolution did drop dramatically when we were outside. That's interesting. So it's like scaled resolution in this. I didn't know that, but look, bumpy kind of. I don't know if this actually classifies as butt mapping, but it definitely looks a lot clearer now. It's a spiky rock up there, but yeah, that's my heart behind this, and hope you come along for the journey. Thanks. See you guys.